What's up everyone, welcome back. Just to let you know upfront that this video will be broken down into sections. If you're not into unboxing, you can jump over to the design review, or you can also jump over to the hand grip design. I know I mentioned in the last video that I'm working on AGBF, hand grip for Sigma BF, but I just got sidetracked. So why I started working on a grip for GFX100RF? Because of this. So this is the hand grip I designed for X106, which is very similar to GFX100RF. And this grip has been very well received, and amazing design. Lets you control and handle the camera in a completely different way, which is much more comfortable and ergonomic than any other grip out there. And this is a totally new concept, which we'll discuss later in this video. So let's get on with the unboxing. So in my experience, the cameras I've purchased in the past, usually the camera boxes are tiny. So I don't know why this box is so big. So we'll find that out in a minute. Yeah, look at that. The camera box itself is tiny. They just chose a bigger box to ship it in. Let's take that box out. Yeah, I'm seeing some scuffs here. Not a big deal, but you would expect a new box to be brand new. Let's open it up. Same standard stuff. Warranty papers, register your camera, and a trial for Capture One. This must be the adapter which lets you mount the filter, protective filter, to make the camera weatherproof and to put on the square hood. This is the square hood. Let's open up this cap. And the build quality on the square hood itself is good, but this cover is all plastic, quite cheap plastic. Which is okay, I guess. They couldn't figure an elegant solution for it, but that's fine. So let's see what's underneath the first layer. A camera strap. Looks good quality. A USB-C cable. And what's this? Oh, so yeah, this must be the filter to make the camera weather sealed. Because I believe the camera itself, without anything, if you want it compact, it's not weather sealed. So you have to put all the adapter ring, and I believe this goes on the adapter ring and then the square hood, which makes the whole assembly a bit bigger. But if you want a weather sealed camera, you would have to put all these things on. Yeah, look at that. It's good. Nice. Doesn't feel heavy at all. It's supposed to be 700 or some grams, like 735 grams. So yeah, let's see how the camera feels. As you saw, this is the very first time I'm holding this camera. Feels bigger, much bigger than X106. But overall aesthetics is almost similar to X106, only a bit taller, heavier, and in general bigger. It's a similar lens cap the X106 has. Yeah, feels quite good. It fills up the hand just because of the size of this camera. Yeah, we'll go over in detail in the next part, in the design review part of this video. Let me put the battery in. The finish of this camera seems a little different than X106. You would imagine they would be using same process, but somehow this feels a bit rougher and in matte texture. Yeah, the bottom plate of GFX100RF is a bit more on a matte side, and on GFX100 it's a bit more glossy. Maybe it's just the bottom of 100RF is different. Let's look at the top, because I do know on X106 the top and bottom don't match. Coating might be the same, maybe because they are different material. The bottom plate seems some other material, and the top one is machined aluminum. So the tops are slightly different on 100RF than 106. Yeah, that could just be the preparation before the coatings and stuff like that. It seems like coating is same, but just the subsurface preparation, and they might be using some different process on 100RF. But in general, yes, I mean, you can see side by side, they do look quite similar if you can ignore the size difference. Okay, so now let's turn on the camera for the first time and see what happens. Yeah, this is the very first time this has happened to me. I've seen other videos where this has happened when the battery arrives dead. Yeah, there's no juice in the battery. So we'll charge it up and then we'll see the setup process. Okay guys, we are back with the battery charge. So while I was charging the battery, I thought like there's no fun going through the setup menus, because it's gonna be the same like all other Fuji cameras. So instead what I did was, because I already had the design for the Handgrip ready before this camera arrived, so I sent it to the printer, and you might be able to hear in the back, the printer is going and the first prototype is on the go. So instead, let's talk about the design. This camera is a bit bigger than its sibling X106. But it's a bit bigger. If you can see like how tall this camera is. And a lot heavier. So it's listed as 735 grams, but surprisingly, it doesn't feel that heavy in the hand. The weight distribution is excellent. So maybe the center of mass is closer to the hand. That's why I'm not able to feel that this camera is 735 grams, which is props to team at Fujifilm, because this is a medium format camera and it handles like a full frame camera. Now let's talk about the dials. Aspect ratio dial is super sturdy and has nice tactile feel. Same as this exposure compensation dial. Good clicks, very satisfying clicks. But the shutter speed dial is a bit hard to turn. Maybe because like you don't have much space to grab this dial, because all these other dials are sticking outside the body, so they are easier to turn. But this dial, you will be repositioning your grip to turn this dial. There won't be any other way. Like it's not gonna turn, so you have to like re-grip the camera and then turn the shutter speed dial. Back dial is also a bit more dampened than other these three dials on top, but still like I can hear the clicks and feel the clicks. The front dial is a different story. This is very dampened, much more dampened than the back dial, and clicks are almost inaudible. Like you can still feel them, but it's very dampened. So now let's talk about the hand grip design. So for the hand grip for this camera is gonna borrow heavily from AGX106, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so I'm back with the hand grips for X106 that I've designed. These are already up for sale on awesomegrips.com. Now, because these two cameras are so similar, so the grips are going to be similar as well. So the first thing, the name of the hand grip for GFX100RF will be AG100RF because AG GFX100RF becomes too long. So AG100RF. And it's going to be drawing heavily from the design of AGX106. So if you're not following channel, if you don't know about these hand grips, so these are AGX106 for Fujifilm X106, and these are AGX106 core. They don't have the front grip, only the back grip section, which works surprisingly well for X106. So if you want to keep things as compact, as lightweight as possible, but still want amazing control on the camera, this is the way to go. And if you want like a fuller experience of the hand grip, more contact, or you have bigger hands, then AGX106 will be for you. It has the front grip. Still very compact, weighs almost nothing. Because the way how it's designed, the gripping section is distributed in the front and the back. So a bunch of features of AGX106 which are going to be exactly the same in AG100RF will be my signature design, first of its kind, the back grip section. It features the support for the middle of the thumb and extends the support to the portion of the palm. So you can see, like in my hands, I have maybe like a large size hands. So you can see like all the features are falling where the hand would naturally rest on the camera. It gives you control like none other. That tiny sliver of a thumb grip, which goes on to block the hot shoe, it's not even close to offering comfort and ergonomics as this does. Now let's talk about the front grip. So this is where it differs from X106. On 100RF, this profile is much more pronounced. So this front profile is small enough so that your fingers cannot wrap around it properly, but big enough that it ends up, as you go on to get a hold on the camera, they end up digging in the first joint of the fingers, which is super uncomfortable. And this is the same thing I noticed on Nikon ZF. So I'm going to be working on a grip for this one at some point. This profile is slightly towards the side. In this case, it ends up digging into your second joint of the finger, which is very uncomfortable because the grip doesn't come from the joints; it comes from the in-between sections. So this becomes very uncomfortable, and you can see it the same thing in this camera. So unless you curl the fingers way down and you go like this, so now this is not an issue. But yeah, the grip becomes weird. Yeah, I don't know. So what I figured for the grip design, we'll continue. So we'll take this arc and extend it so your fingers can have some surface to rest against before it hits the joint, right underneath the joint. And then we'll fill up this empty space here to make the grip a bit more comfortable and still keeping it very compact. It's not going to be like the traditional, a big huge bulge, and then it's going to be much more balanced, because my design has the ability to distribute the grip in the front and the back. So yeah, Arca Swiss is going to be exactly the same as I have on AG106, very well integrated into the body rather than having it stick out, and which looks ugly, and it might interfere with the hand too, because some of the designs are quite pronounced at the back, which I'm worried they would they're getting into your hand as you're gripping it. So yeah, this is much better design and works with the Arca Swiss clamp. So let me get the clamp here. As long as the jaw width is 50 millimeters or less, it works perfectly. So there you go. Looks beautiful, super well integrated, fully functional, no compromise to functionality whatsoever. So AG100RF will have the same similar looking Arca Swiss dovetail. And another feature will be this grip will be sitting inside the base plate of the hand grip. So hand grip base plate will act like a cup, which will provide exactly like AGX106. So the good thing this offers is it looks visually like almost like a part of the camera, because you don't have like two surfaces. It's like one sleek look, and it's an overall better protection for the bottom of the camera too, because now your camera is sitting inside the hand grip. Yeah, that's about it. Like I said, design is almost ready. The first prototype is in the 3D printer, and I should be able to produce it within a couple of days. Alright guys, a couple of hours later, I wasn't able to upload. There were some editing issues, some content issues, and in the meantime, the 3D printing was done. So here you go. The very first look at the grip. This is how it's gonna be. Actually, this one I forgot about the cutout for the lens in the first prototype, and so I quickly made that change in the design, had it 3D printed again, and yeah, this is how the grip is gonna look. So it's gonna sit in like that. Now, because the body is so wide, it's more than 38 millimeters. That's the width of the Arca Swiss plate. So I was able to give that cutout a slight change in the design from AGX106, but that's how the camera body is. And so yeah, this is how it looks. All the features are accessible. Whoops. Okay, so all the features are accessible. And just look at that. So this is the very first prototype. Not even when I did the design when I didn't have the camera itself, just from the photos. And look how everything turned out. So yeah, just a clearance, just from photos. There you go. Everything's accessible. Yep, feels super amazing, super amazing. There you go, the same concept here. The cutout to access the quick menu button. And the top dial is also accessible easily. Yeah, there you go. Very first look at AG100RF. And I think the way how things are going, this will be available for purchase within next couple of days. So yeah, super duper excited. Okay, so back with the third version of this grip. So from the version second, what changed was this angle on the front grip, first of all. Because there were complaints online that people were bumping this joystick or bumping this dial while handling the camera. So this is gonna fix that. And the third change, the second, not third, second change in the third version is the slight change in the front grip. Very, very subtle change. So this section is a bit more raised, just so you have better like your fingers can go in to get a hold. So it's better than what I had in this second version of the prototype. And what else? The angle on this portion, just to make the access better to the back dial. Now it's much better than the previous angle. Where is it? Here. And look at so everything is, like I said before, everything is super accessible. Nothing is hidden. The AEL focus button is within reach when your thumb is on the grip. So super nice placement. Naturally, how your hand would be on this camera, everything is falling in place right where it should be. Without any additional bulk, without making crazy big bulges up front. This is much more balanced approach. There you go. So yeah, this I think maybe I'll put up the listing up on the website for pre-order or maybe stock notification. We'll see. So if you're interested in this grip, please visit awesomegrips.com, and there will be something, either a stock notifier or maybe pre-order. So yeah, see you in the next one.